The universe is vast. It's filled with wonders we can see, mysteries we have yet to solve. Planet Earth, our little blue world. Shadows in the forests, ripples in the deep. For centuries we've told stories about what might live there, just beyond the reach of our everyday sight. Tales of cryptids, creatures of folklore legends. They represent a thrilling possibility. The idea that our world isn't fully mapped, isn't completely understood, is a powerful one. It calls to the part of us that yearns for adventure and discovery. The part that looks at a dark wood and wonders, what if? Let's meet the superstars of the cryptid world. First, there is Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch. This creature is described as a massive, ape-like hominid, covered in hair, that walks on two legs. It's said to inhabit the vast remote forests of the Pacific Northwest. Believers point to huge human-like footprints left in the mud as evidence of its existence. They speak of eerie howls echoing through the mountains. Then we travel across the Atlantic to the cold, deep waters of a Scottish lake. Here we find the legend of the Loch Ness Monster, affectionately known as Nessie. The stories describe a large marine animal, often with a long neck. When a scientist hears a claim, their first question is not, is it true, but how can we test it? It's a process for separating what is real from what we just want to be real. When it comes to cryptids, this means moving beyond eyewitness accounts and into the realm of verifiable physical evidence. A scientist looking for Bigfoot wouldn't be satisfied with just a footprint cast. They would want to know everything about the soil it was found in. They would want to know the weather conditions at the time. Most importantly, they would want something from the creature itself. The gold standard of evidence in modern biology is DNA. Every living organism leaves traces of its genetic code in the environment. This is environmental DNA, or eDNA. Scientists can take samples of water from Loch Ness or soil and hair from a forest in Oregon and analyze them for DNA sequences. If a large, unknown primate or a giant plesiosaur-like reptile were living there, it would be shedding skin cells, hair, and waste. It would be leaving its genetic business card all over the place. So, what happens when we apply these powerful scientific tools to the legends of Bigfoot and Nessie? The results, so far, have been, well, pretty revealing. In 2019, an international team of scientists conducted a massive eDNA study of Loch Ness. They collected water samples from all over the lake, at various depths, and analyzed the genetic material within. They found the DNA of many known species fish birds, sheepdogs, humans, but, interestingly, they also found a surprising amount of eel DNA, leading them to speculate that, hey, maybe some sightings could actually be of unusually large European eels. But what they did not find was anything reptilian or, anything from an unknown species. The search for Bigfoot has yielded similar results. Over the years, dozens of samples of alleged Bigfoot hair, blood, and tissue have been subjected to DNA analysis. Hair, blood, tissue. A comprehensive study in 2014 examined 30 such samples from collections all over the world. The results were clear. The hairs belonged to bears, wolves, cows, raccoons, and in one case, a human. Not a single sample contained the DNA of an unknown primate. While these studies don't prove Bigfoot doesn't exist, science just can't prove a negative. They do show that all the physical evidence brought to the lab so far has a perfectly ordinary explanation. The iconic surgeon's photograph of Nessie was revealed to be a hoax decades later. A toy submarine with a sculpted head attached. The most famous piece of Bigfoot evidence, the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film, remains hotly debated. While some insist the creature's gait and anatomy are impossible to fake, many costume designers and special effects experts have argued that it is, in fact, a person in a very well-made ape suit for the time. The human brain is wired to see patterns, especially faces and human-like forms, even in random shapes, a phenomenon called pareidolia. A bear, standing on its hind legs and seen from a distance, can look remarkably like the classic description of a Sasquatch. A line of otters swimming one after another can create the illusion of a single humped creature moving through the water. A floating log or a boat wake can totally fool the eye. These explanations are not as romantic as a monster, but they are consistent with the evidence we have.